Hello, today we are going to be making homemade baked mac and cheese. All right, so we got our macaroni. We're going to get into these ingredients. We got some extra sharp cheddar cheese. We got some Monterey Jack cheese. We have the I wouldn't say, I think it's Philadelphia or the Walmart brand cream cheese. And we got some sliced cheese. We got extra sharp cheddar cheese. We got black pepper, butter, garlic powder, and condensed milk, accent, evaporated. I'm sorry, excuse me, evaporated milk. And we have a cheese shredder. I hope I said that right. Strader. I'm not sure how to say it. But with the thing I did first was the noodles. So I let them boil to al dente, to where they're not too hard and not too soft, but you don't want to overboil them because you're going to bake them in the oven once you incorporate all the ingredients into the mac and cheese, like your cheese sauce. So you don't want to overboil the elbow noodles or whatever noodles that you're going to use for your mac and cheese. Now, to keep the noodles from sticking while you're getting your cheese sauce together, or if you're leaving them sitting out, you want to add butter, and you want to stir it all around into the noodles. You want to do this kind of like after you strain the noodles, and when you put it in the pan, you want to immediately go ahead and put that butter in there so that the butter can start kind of like melting, so that the noodles does not stick while they have been from the pot and strained. So now we're going to grade, I think that's what it is, grade the cheese. Got the Monterey Jack and the extra sharp cheddar. So these, I got these at Walmart. I want to say that's the Walmart brand of the Monterey Jack cheese. Now, the long process of making homemade baked mac and cheese is the shredding of the cheese. You could buy it already shredded, but from my understanding, they say it's best to buy the cheese like this, like in the block, and shred it yourself. For some reason, it's just better. I don't know why, but it's just a lot better. So we're just now, however you want to shred your cheese. This is how I shred mine to a bowl, and then I mix all the cheeses together once after everything is incorporated. Okay, now it looks like I'm on like the last. Oh, no, I got most of that cheese shredded. All right, so now we're going in with the extra sharp cheddar cheese. Got that from Walmart as well. And this is not the Walmart brand extra sharp cheddar cheese. This is like a different brand. Whatever it says on the pack, that's what brand it's from. And it's going to be a lot of cheese. You want to make sure you have more than enough cheese, because when you make your sauce, you want it to, have the flavor. And a lot of the flavor from the mac and cheese comes from the cheese. Really, there's a lot of flavor in cheese. I think some people just kind of overlook and underestimate the cheese, but the cheese is what gives it the flavor, of course. So we got the pack that was already finally shredded. So now what I'm doing is I'm mixing all the cheeses together like so, and just kind of just making sure that they all mix together. So might do that for a minute. it mixed in. All right, now we're getting things ready for the sauce. Okay. All right, so we're getting things ready for that. Now we're adding some butter to the pan. We're going to make like a little stick roux. I guess is what you would call it. I'm not sure. But you would need butter and a little flour and some minced garlic. This is just to start off the cheese sauce. Okay. You want to cook that garlic. That garlic, oh my gosh, once it's like kind of fried with that butter. And you want to take like just a little bit of flour. Not much. Not much flour. Just kind of eyeball it. About that much. I guess half a teaspoon, half a teaspoons, I guess, or something like that. And you want to take your whisk, and kind of like take that butter and that garlic and mix it all together. Now this is from I've learned this from another YouTuber, so like I said, I don't remember the name, but that's where I got this from. I try to give any YouTuber that I watch credit, so that way if they happen to watch the video, they'll be like, hey, I'm like, I was inspired. Okay. So I was inspired by a YouTuber for this part. But you don't have to do this when you're making mac and cheese. I just did it because it actually really did give it flavor. When you fry garlic, not fry it, but like saute it or whatever, it really does give your food, whatever you're cooking, flavor. Flavor, okay? Lots and lots of flavor. All right, so we're done with that. All right, so now we're taking, I guess, 1 egg or 2 eggs. That has some flour in it from, I guess, when I've been baking a cake, but it's not gonna hurt anything. So we're taking 2 eggs, and we're taking the evaporated milk. Now here comes the cheese sauce, my favorite. All right, so we're taking the evaporated milk. We're pouring it into with the eggs, the 2 eggs. Oh, I'm gonna have to use all of that. Okay. Use all the evaporated milk. And heavy whipping cream is another ingredient that is the best. So we're going to go ahead and season this with some accent. The cheese sauce, getting that started off. All right. Now we're going in with the black pepper. You don't want to use too much black pepper because sometimes black pepper, oh wow, can overpower your food. So don't use too much black pepper. Use just enough. And we got the garlic powder. We're going to season that with the garlic powder as well. As much garlic powder as you like. Can't go wrong with garlic powder. All right. And then you got some onion powder. Yeah, like you don't want to come out. I was beating that thing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's coming out now. All right, so we're mixing these ingredients in with we had 2 eggs, we had the evaporated milk, and we season it with accent, black pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. And it's best to use a whisk. So we have the whisk. Getting all of that mixed in very good. Like I said, it doesn't matter if it was a little flour on the bowl. I think that was from baking a cake. All right, now we're whisking this really, really good. All right, so that take about a minute or two. All right, so we got some 1% milk. You can use 1% milk. Any milk, really. And 1% milk, evaporated milk, or heavy whipping cream. I think I did use some heavy whipping cream. I incorporated that in the mix. Just adding more black pepper. Can't go wrong with keep adding seasoning. So I like to make sure my food is seasoned really good. So when I went back in with the garlic powder and the onion powder and the black pepper, I think I put some more accent in there too as well. There we go, the accent. Now, accent gives it a lot of flavor. If you're a person that uses salt, use salt if you like. But I use accent because it's 60%, I want to say, is it 60% less sodium or something like that. So I don't really use salt when I cook. I don't even eat salt that much. I should, because you're supposed to have a little salt in your diet, but I try to stay away from salt. So I use accent, but you use salt if you like. So now we got everything mixed in there. So now I'm using a measuring cup to pour in for the cheese sauce. Now this is what we just made is for the cheese sauce. I'm setting that to the side, and I think I had quite a bit because I made 2 pans of mac and cheese, baked mac and cheese, 2 big pans. But I had, I had guests come. So I made this around Thanksgiving last year, 2024. So, but next time I'm only going to use 1 box. The noodles that you saw in the pan, that was 2 boxes of noodles. So next time I'm only going to use 1. So now once after you get the kind of like saute the minced garlic and the butter, you want to pour in that milk sauce. So now I'm taking a little bit of cream cheese. Also, you can use cream cheese. You don't have to use much, but I prefer that if you do use cream cheese, you use Philadelphia cream cheese. This is the Walmart brand. It wasn't too bad, but I just prefer the Philadelphia. And then I like to take my cream cheese and cut them up into small chunks so that it's a little bit easier for it to dissolve or melt into whatever it is that I am trying to cook. And before I even made this mac and cheese, I always wanted to make homemade mac and cheese. But I had to look up the recipe, but by me doing this, it turned out really good by looking it up. So now we're pouring in the milk sauce or whatever. We're putting this in first. This is step 1. I would definitely do this. Do this step right here. We're mixing in that milk. I guess I didn't use heavy whipping cream. But if you don't have heavy whipping cream, that is fine. If you got regular milk, you got evaporated milk, you're good. You know what I'm saying? But I would prefer heavy whipping cream though. Heavy whipping cream. That's what most people make their homemade mac and cheese out of heavy whipping cream. All right, we're gonna toss all of that, I guess. Yeah, little square pieces in there. So that was about half, maybe half a thing of cream cheese. You want to let that cream cheese definitely cook into that sauce really good before you add your cheese. Cream cheese is optional. You don't have to use cream cheese if you don't want to, but I just think that cream cheese just give it that flavor, that creamy, uh, kind of like hearty flavor. So you want to let that cream cheese dissolve really good. All right. A little bit. Just chopping it up really small, the cream cheese. Now you can use whatever kind of pot or pan you want to use to do this sauce. I prefer this one because I like this one. Now, the cream cheese has fully like melted into the sauce right quick. And now I'm pouring in the rest of the sauce or what I can. And that whisk, start using that whisk to really make sure that is everything big items all out of the way. All right, good, good. So we got all of that incorporated. Now the favorite part is adding the cheese. Now with the cheese, when you make your homemade mac and cheese, you can use sliced cheese, shredded cheese, but I would prefer if you do use any sliced cheese, use the the sliced cheese like that with the square that comes in the pack, and you can break it up yourself. It works just as well. I think that was extra cheddar, sharp, or something like that. So yeah, make sure you put enough cheese. I think with doing two pans, um, I didn't. I had enough cheese sauce, but not quite enough. But that's why I said I think because I did two boxes. So now we're just making sure everything is everything. All right, yeah, that cheddar cheese ain't playing. It's melting. And more sliced cheese. I guess I was getting more cheese. Okay, now we're about to add in the cheese that we have shredded. So we're going to go ahead and add that to make this nice, creamy, cheesy sauce. All right, you want to make sure you add all of that cheese. I think I did half. I left a little bit for the top to top the icing off. All right. And I think I had one more sliced cheese. All right, so we're just cutting that up by the fingers. All right, so we're stirring all of this in, letting that cheese melt. And as you can see, the consistency, oh yeah, that's what we're looking for right there. All right, so you're gonna do this for about a good like 5 or 10 minutes. Making sure that cheese, look at that cheese. Ooh wee. Making sure the cheese is melted really, really good. And like I said, when you incorporate cream cheese in it too, oh my gosh. It is so good. Look at it. All right. I always like to taste whenever I'm cooking, I have to taste, make sure it has enough accent, garlic powder, black pepper. So I think I added some more accent, which is fine. Like I said, if you use salt, just add a little bit of salt, not too much, but just add some salt. But that's accent. Now I think I'm back in with a more garlic powder and maybe garlic powder. I'm gonna stir that all up with the whisk. Ooh, that looks so good. And that's your cheese sauce. The cheese sauce. Stir that real good. All right. Okay, now I'm pouring the cheese sauce in the macaroni. So I separated the noodles. I put 2 pans. I put the noodles in 2 pans. Because 2 boxes is a lot. 2 boxes, if you're trying to feed like 5 families, okay. But if it's just a few people, no. Just 1 box. And you wanted to have the spatula handy to make sure you get all the cheese sauce out of the pan or pot that you're using. All right, so now we got that done. We're stirring in the cheese sauce in with the noodles. That looks so good. Make sure you stir that in very good. Now, I don't know the degrees, but I think like 350 degrees in the oven. Not exactly exact sure of the time to bake, but I want to say between like 20 to 25 minutes. If that, you don't want to over bake macaroni. Bake macaroni because it can dry out. So you don't want to overdo it. So you just try 20 minutes. You just kind of want to kind of eyeball it. Just about 20 minutes, it should be done. And just kind of go ahead and take it out of the oven. But you want to mix it in like that. It looks so good with the cheese sauce in with the noodles. And this is pan number 2. I think I separated the noodles and put them in separate pans. So, and when you're making baked macaroni, try to buy pans that has really good depth, so that you can put as much macaroni in there as possible. Yes. So get around the edges, get in the middle. All right. So now we about to place these in the oven. Oh, I'm sorry. First, before I place them in the oven, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top. So, yeah, almost forgot. So we want to take that leftover cheese that we had with I guess I want to say, yeah, put it on top. Yeah, I'm sorry. I like to use a lot. All right, now we'll put in some on the second pan, making it real cheesy at the top. I like how when you bake it in the oven and the cheese just, oh my gosh, just melts in my mouth. All right, making sure you get all that cheese. Like I said, we're gonna place it in the oven. I'll just say like 350 on the safe side. Oh, 325, I guess. 350, 325. And this is the mac and cheese in the oven. We're gonna let that bake. And we're gonna see the outcome for about 20 minutes. Let it bake for about 20 minutes. All right, so now we're checking it in the oven and it looks so good. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. Like I said, you don't want to over bake your mac and cheese. So this is what it looks like. So you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video tutorial on how to make homemade mac and cheese. And I thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.